Well, it is starting to happen all over the world. Many of us have been saying that this deception, this end time deception, is going to happen so much more as we lead up to the crescendo, which we know is the return of Christ. You know, what I came across happened in Peru over the last few days absolutely really concretes the fact that this agenda is going to be the biggest deception that's going to be used. Not only that, but to hear what mainstream news are saying about it on both ends blew my mind. It really shows me that scripture in itself is coming to life. Bible prophecy is coming alive. Yes, we see all the disasters in the world that are happening, and it's all speeding up, it's all coming to a crescendo. But this one kind of end time agenda or deception, this whole kind of disclosure thing is going to be used like nothing else. And Daniel gives us a description and actually confirms to me that this deception is going to be used, and this is what we're going to show you today. If it's your first time here, you're very, very welcome. Remember guys, watch the full lot to get the full context. Smash the like button to get this out so many people will realise that what's happening in the world is all part of the plan, that God though is still fully in control. Have a look at what happened in Peru.
Okay, so we saw gunfire, it's dark. We hear the tribal leader talking about this. What was he saying, and what were we seeing in these first few seconds of this news report?
This incident began when a 15-year-old girl was abducted by strange beings in the jungle. She was able to break free from her captors. She ran back to the village. She sustained lacerations to her neck, and when the villagers found her, she was in a state of shock, absolutely terrorized. They assumed that whoever had attempted to abduct her were humans, and so they grabbed their guns and they started running through the jungle looking for these individuals. And instead of finding human beings, what they encountered were these strange entities, which the villagers themselves are calling extraterrestrials. And they've been terrorized not just one day, but ongoing for weeks. And this has been happening primarily at nighttime.
Now that's the short form story of it. Tim Alberino, who's a guest on that show, is someone I highly respect. Now, whether we say this is true or not, whether this is legit or not, very hard for me to realise or come to a conclusion that these locals in the Amazon would come up with something like this, but I digress. But what really sprung to mind for me, you know, as I study prophecy in parts of the world and different parts of organisations, is that they will use or say anything that they need. And one news reporter in general, what they said that this was almost laughable. Now, I'm not saying that these are E.T. phone home walking around in the forest, but have a listen to what this guy in the news said that the police say it is.
First of all, so what's really weird about this, the whole thing is weird. Okay, so let's try to unpack this a little bit. The events, a lot of the events that are being reported are true. We have video of the authorities showing up. We have video of the villagers running out into the jungle shooting at something. Okay, but after the investigation, what they come out with is they say that the prosecutor says that they believe the police investigation summarizes that these were miners protecting gold, okay, with jetpacks, that they're flying around on jetpacks with hoods and masks and glowing something and going around cutting people's throats. So let that sit just for a second. It really sounds like an episode of Scooby-Doo where, you know, Mr. Withers puts on a goblin mask and is trying to protect his gold. It is almost as far-fetched as the fact that the villagers believe these are 7-foot aliens.
Now, the reason why I'm so strong on this topic in terms of the whole disclosure and the alien agenda is because I really believe that in the book of Daniel, it gives us a clue to what the Antichrist God, if I was to say that, in Daniel 11, you know, this really shows me, and really I can see it happening, is that this whole agenda is going to be used. You know, the aliens go way back to the Anunnaki of Egypt, is what some people will call them, the pyramids, and even some in Mexico, the stories that were written of these beings that were they say came down or came through a portal. You know, the whole alien idea is not new at all. But when we read in Daniel 11, the Antichrist talking about the God, that it doesn't respect the God of his forefathers, nor the one desired by women, nor any God, but the God that he does, the God of Fortress, is unknown. It's an unknown God. An alien God is the word that's used. Foreign, something that they do not know about. And the only thing I believe that can fit that agenda right now is to say an alien comes down and they planted us and seeded us here. It could be so plausible that could actually really deceive a huge amount of people. I believe that this one agenda will be used to deceive millions and millions of people. This is just a little eye-opener, just to show you the things that are happening in the world, the UFO sightings, all of these things happening all over the planet, people sighting UFOs everywhere. Is everybody lying? Is it coincidence? That's something that you have to look into and search for yourself. But I believe the alien God that will come as part of this, whether it's a hidden agenda, is the same God that the Antichrist recognizes as the God of Fortresses in Daniel 11. Just a little eye opener. I'm open to this. If you feel it's something different, drop it in the comments to let me know. Remember, God's always in control, and keep the faith.